Hi Momo, it's Shelly. I just watched your video to Chase, and I have some um, advice that hopefully might help him. Um, in the description, I'm going to put a poem so people don't have to sit here and go through it in the video that I actually wrote when I was 15, and hopefully if Chase reads it, he'll see that we probably have a lot in common. And myself being 31 now, there's a lot of things that I can hopefully impart upon him so he won't have to do what I did and learn lessons the hard way. As far as you talked about Chase figuring out what he really wants to be doing, and on that note, I highly recommend that he goes to like a school counselor. There should be some kind of career people there, or somebody that he could talk to about, an advisor. I highly recommend. It's called the Campbell Interest and Skill Survey. You answer all these questions, and you end up, the results pair you up with people that had careers that match your results, and it's actually a really, really, really good testing process. And it's one of those things where you can take like quizzes and stuff like that, and you end up predicting how things are going to turn out by how you answer things, and in that way I think it kind of skews the results. But this is one test that's not that way, and I was really impressed. Actually, I took it in college, so hopefully he can get his hands on that, or some kind of career assessment testing to get him at least maybe a little motivated and encouraged in the direction that he might want to be going into for the future. What else? As far as not as giving too much and not getting back enough. Oh yeah, I can relate to that. I was very codependent for a long time, and I gave 110% of myself, and this was really unrealistic for me to have these expectations upon my friends, but I did. And it wasn't fair for me to expect them to have the same standards as me, and I did, and I was angry for a long, long time because they never could measure up, But I always wanted to be the friend that meant something and that couldn't be replaced, and that it's a lot easier to be that way. I think to be healthy and to give to yourself, there's no reward in that you have except for like internal rewards, and that's it's a lot easier to have people appreciate you and have it be external, but it's unhealthy. And slowly but surely I learned that it was my choice to give how much I wanted to give of myself with no strings attached. That took a long, long time. I think it's important for Chase to have a solid value system, like know where you stand, and more importantly, why you feel the way that you do. Integrity is very, very important. Personally, when it came down to I used to give people rides everywhere. I was like a taxi, and I would basically be their scheduler. It's like people came to be dependent on me. And somebody told me one time, they said, if you keep doing this, she's never going to learn how to do it for herself. And I was like, oh wow, I never thought of it that way. And you kind of become their crutch, and in that way, you think that you're helping people, and you're not. You're actually making it worse, because you're not letting them learn for themselves and be dependent upon themselves and be, reliable in that way. Let's see. I think it's important to learn how to set healthy boundaries. That's one thing that I'm still learning, I think. As far as being with the girl that he really wants to be with, that has a problem with depression and suicidal, he said, how can he help her and make her feel positive and help her not feel alone? That's a dangerous one. That's one thing that I kept all my friendships and stuff like that Platonic, because I didn't want to have that get in the way. And that's really dangerous, I think, because if she doesn't believe in herself, like you said, you think that you're helping her, but actually I think it's better if Chase, I think the romantic aspect is going to complicate matters. Like you said, she needs to feel good about herself, but more importantly, it needs to come independently of him. And I think he needs to be supportive, but I think that that's really dangerous. The whole. Personally, I was suicidal, also, and my mom, even my therapist, legally she had to tell my mom that I tried to commit suicide, and my mom said, "Oh yeah, I know. I've read her poetry." That's the level of emotional intimacy in my family. So trust me, I know how it feels to be an outcast and not feel most people, I guess, get out of their family and out of their home. Real quick, I found this something that's written by Mark Zimmerman. It's from The Old Man of the Holy Mountain, and it's about happiness and finding happiness in yourself. I'll read it real quick. A young man questioned the old man, and he said, "Happiness seems to have escaped me. Is it true happiness exists in others?" The old man answered him, saying, "Happiness comes from within, and if you cannot find happiness within yourself, it will hinder you from finding happiness within others." A young woman spoke sincerely with an open mind and an honest heart, and she said, "How may I come upon happiness within myself?" The old man answered, "I know you have been within the bounds of happiness, yet you know it not. And you have seen her blessed ocean shores, and smelled her sweet orchid fragrance, though then happiness veils pleasure from your hearts. I believe if you were to understand yourself and others, you would find happiness within you." One of the things that I have heard time and time again from advisors, psychics, things like that, is my lesson this time around is I can try to save the world, but I gotta save myself first. And I think, Chase, you probably can really relate to that. Feel free to send me a message if you'd like, and I'm willing to help if you need it, okay? Thanks.